Finn, you and the boys made a run around out in the pitch this morning. How are you all feeling?
Oh, we're feeling good. The structure of our week, we trained Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and had yesterday off, so it's good getting back out there, just over a few kind of finishing touches in the plays and the strategy for tomorrow. But listen, it's been a great week we've had. The clarity is there and the role knowledge is there, so I think we just need to arrive tomorrow with the right mindset and go out and get our job done.
Nobody needs any reminding of how dangerous Italy are after Rome last year. You've played against them a lot over your career. Is this the strongest Italy side you think you'll have faced? Yeah,
I believe it's the strongest that I've faced. I think the first game of the tournament is tough for everyone because you've not seen what's going to happen. You know, when you get further into the tournament, you get a feel for how teams are trying to play, and I think over the past few years Italy have always had something different and something up their sleeves. So it's going to be interesting to see if they have something for tomorrow and how we adapt in that. But for me, it's the best, strongest Italian team that I've faced.
Been waiting a long time for Scotland to do something in the Six Nations. Always been come in with a lot of optimism, and it's not quite happened. And you'll be desperate more than most, I'm sure, to make it happen. But what can you tell us? Why do you think this year could be different?
Yeah, I think the last few years we've come in, like you say, with some sort of expectations, and with the group that we've got, I think it's quite right to have these expectations. You know, I think, like I said just a few minutes ago, that the clarity's been done this week. I think we've come in with a real good mindset this tournament, which is, in my opinion, has been different to the last few or any of the ones that I've been involved in, which is great to see. But I think we've got to focus on, well, now just getting tomorrow right, and depending on the outcome of tomorrow, we'll get back on Monday and we'll reassess where we are and go again. And that's been a point that we've kind of been trying to drive this week, of not looking at winning the tournament just yet. That's obviously the goal for every team in it, but there's a long way to go before you get that title, obviously. And we need to get the training right, then we need to get each game right as it comes. And I think, if we're to win tomorrow and the media starts talking Scotland up, the expectations go up a little bit. We can't let that affect us. We've just got to control what we can and make sure that all the outside noise doesn't get into the camp, and we just focus on our job, and we stay grounded and stay true to what we're trying to achieve here.
Sione milling about with the players. I'm sure everyone would love to have him involved, but he's not. Stafford's the man with the 12 jersey. Do you pick up any sense from him that he's maybe out to prove a point, that all the noise and maybe a bit of panic amongst the fans that Sione's not there, that he's out to prove the point that there's a very good replacement there?
Sione's a big loss for us, obviously, but Stafford's a great player. Him and Hugh play a lot, obviously, at Glasgow, so there's that connection straight away. Personally, I've not played that much with Stafford, but we've worked really well in training this week. But yeah, I think there is. I don't know if there's a point to prove, but there's a chance. I think he's been brilliant at Glasgow, and when he's had the chances with Scotland, he's been really good as well. So I think now with a tournament and Sione out for a while for the whole tournament, there's a space there to be taken. So I think he's got a chance, but I don't want him to put pressure on himself. He's just got to play his game, do what he does week in, week out for Glasgow, and what's got him to this point of his career. So you don't want anyone to get injured, obviously, but when these chances come up, I think you've got to go and take them. But like I said, he's been great for Glasgow over the last couple of years, and when he's played here, he's been brilliant. So he just needs to continue what he's doing and not overthink that he's got pressure on his shoulders to try and step into Sione's shoes or anything like that. He's just got to do his game, and I'm sure he will.
I think it was a bit to have Sione around the group. Obviously, he led them in the autumn and had a big impact there. Can you tell us about what it's like still having him around involved?
Yeah, he's been a couple of days this week, I think. So we've obviously got leaders meetings and captains meetings and whatnot. So he's kind of been in them, and he's a good guy, a great guy to have around as a leader, but also just a guy. So I think that helps. It's a bit of a hassle for him coming through, probably, because he's coming from Glasgow just for a meeting to go back. So I feel sorry for him for that. But no, he's a great guy, and like I say, he's been in the meetings with us and chatting through what he's thinking, and he'd have been preparing for this tournament as a captain, so he's probably got a few messages there that he's looking to get across still. And it'll be interesting to get his input as the tournament goes on from the outside. He's still involved in the meetings, but he's on the outside of the group now, kind of training wise and match wise. So it'll be interesting to see what he's got to say, looking from the outside in, which will be good. And we've never really had a captain not playing that's been looking from the outside and still heavily involved. So that'll be something new, but I think it'll be good.
You talked about that mindset that the guys are coming with. How much of Glasgow's title, but other guys going and winning stuff, yourself kind of flying at the top of the league at the moment, how much has that helped?
Yeah, I think, well, if you look at the squad that we've got, like I say, Glasgow won it last year, Blair obviously won the double last year, At Bath we were close, but that's a lot of experience to take from it. It's only one title and a couple for Blair, obviously, but you take a lot of experience from winning, and kind of what builds a winning team culture, and how does the mindset change through the week as the pressure comes on, or you get closer to the game. And I wouldn't say it's something that we've spoken about and made a conscious effort to change. I think it's just kind of happened naturally. Out the boys that are playing and in the squad this weekend, there's more than half of us that have been either in finals or won finals over the last year. So I think that's definitely changed. I think that's what's probably changed the mindset, and it's a great thing that's what's happening. I mean, in the past, it's kind of you think what it's like to win. A lot of boys hadn't won anything, and now we've got half the team that's won stuff. So I think like I said, the mindset has changed, but in a really good way, in a positive way.
Personal level, Finn, how happy are you with your own form going into the tournament?
Oh yeah, I'm happy with how I'm playing. Like I was saying at Bath, we're sitting well at the top of the table there, playing some good rugby. Again, it's probably not as much flair and kind of as I've done when I was younger, but I think the game management's been really good. I've probably taken the line on a little bit more. I've actually scored a couple of tries this year, which I didn't do last year. But no, I'm happy with where I am in my game, and I think coming back in here, it's just trying to drive those kind of high standards that, like I said, boys who are at teams sitting towards the top of the table have at clubs. They're trying to drive those standards and learn off other players. Learn off Blair how they won the double in Toulouse. Learn how Glasgow won last year, and what can I get better at, and what can I take from that. But no, I'm pretty happy with how I'm playing just now. But I just need to keep going, keep doing as well as I can. Try and lead this team with Darge as well as we can, and hopefully get the result.
The age profile of the squad at the moment.
What you were going to say about me there? I'm one of the oldest, but.
Obviously, core of experienced boys. Do you feel like you're now in a position where you really are equipped to challenge for the title? Yeah,
I think I'm the most experienced in terms of Scotland caps in the group just now. But Johnny Gray's back in. He's got a lot of experience, obviously. He's been good having back in. He's been out for a while, and coming back in again, it's different. So I think we've got a good balance of some younger players, less experience coming through, and then more experienced players like myself, Grant, Johnny, Xander. So I think we have got a good balance. But a lot of the boys that might not have that many caps with country, they've got a lot with the clubs. So I think we're in a good place for the kind of experience and then new players coming through. So it's good seeing even new uncapped boys coming in the camp this week. They're at a brilliant standard, which is great to see. So the training standards have gone up. But no, we're in a good place.
Which are the threats, in your opinion, considering that tomorrow is going to be the first match of the Six Nations? Not the Italian one, but in general, maybe being undercooked, rusty?
It's tough to say if you're undercooked, if you're rusty. I think it's the team that kind of get the bonding is quickest that'll be good in the first weekend. I think you've got to get that camaraderie back. You've had 2-3 months away from each other. If there's new players playing or changing of coaches, that can affect everything. From the November series, I think some teams might look at the attack, the defence system they've got, changing that. There's a few new rules that have come in with the kicking cycle, so there's changes within the team, within the management, within the game. So whichever team kind of gets connected and gets that camaraderie quickest and adapts to these rules and the style of play will be the teams that are the most dangerous from the start. In this tournament, it's only 5 games, so if you're slow to start, then you're up against it. You're probably not going to win it. So the first game, the second game are so important to get up to speed quickly. If you want to go on and win it. So I think there's with Italy, they've got some great players in there. And like I said before, I think they shocked England a few years ago when they stood off the ruck and they had different sort of ways around the game to shock teams. So there's things like that can come in that you have to adapt as you go.
Last question for me. British and Irish Lions tour is still too far away, or you are starting thinking if you're playing well, is it too far away?
It's close, but it's really far away. It's hard to describe this sort of period almost in terms of everyone's chatting about the Lions and all the players know what's coming up. But my opinion on it is that we've got to do our job each weekend and each training session, and it's out with my control who Andy Farrell picks, is out with anyone's control who he picks to be the squad for it. So the only thing that I'm kind of thinking about and focusing on is making sure that I try and drive this team as much as we can, and we get our training done right and we get our games right at the weekend, and then if I have good performances, that should lead to us hopefully getting the results. You know, if the team plays well and everyone individually plays well, then, like I say, it's out with our control for the Lions. But everyone knows it is coming up. But I don't want to try and put pressure on myself or other boys in the team that's what's ahead, and you don't want to put more pressure on yourself just because of that. So I think doing what you do to get to the situation we're in just now, and keeping on playing well week in, week out, and hopefully the team does well. That's all we can do.
And on to written now.